Hi guys, welcome back to another video of mine where I will be commenting, scoring, judging in my opinion on the Dances of Strictly Come Dancing 2019 Week 10. And let's begin without further ado with the first couple, Saffron and AJ and the Samba. I loved their outfits and the atmosphere they have created, but Saffron Samba was too weak for that stage of the competition. Beautiful placement of the arms, nice spins at the end, but her actual footwork was almost totally wrong. In Samba, it is very important to keep one leg bent and one leg straight because it enables the dancer to produce the correct hip action. Sadly, Saffron was dancing the whole routine with both of her knees bent, and she didn't have any hip action. She didn't rotate her hips, and she didn't have the bounce action. I mean, bringing the hips forward. One could say that she wasn't very comfortable with this dance. Unfortunately, Latin is not her forte. I loved this number in terms of musicality, but it was the worst dance of the night, sadly, technically speaking. And I sadly have to give this dance just a 5. Let's move on to Karim and Amy and the contemporary dance. Karim's musicality and his dancing abilities are really unbelievable. This routine was packed with so many steps. Some of them are quite complicated, and he executed all of them almost flawlessly. He has created such beautiful lines. Some of them were really on the highest level, really of a professional level. It was a fantastic expression of pure talent. Having said that, it looked like he lost balance in one or two steps, and what concerned me the most was the fact that it was lacking in emotions for me. Um, Contemporary dancing is not only face expressions, but also expressions within each and every movement, meaning that each and every step has to have a purpose. Like it's like translating the deepest emotions between two people into modern ballet steps. For me, it was the best dance of the night, but it wasn't flawless, and I will score this contemporary dance an 9. And next up are Alex and Neil and the Argentine tango. I totally disagree with Creed. It was stunning. It was stunning, stunning, stunning again. The ganchos, I mean the sleeping on the feet, were to die for. It was a proper classic Argentine tango. It had so much choreography in it. Lots of intricate steps, but um having said that, Alex's execution was not far from perfection. There were moments when she reminded me of Alicia Dixon when she did her Argentine tango back in 2007, maybe because of the dress. Alex needed to point at her toes here and there, and she should have shown a tad more emotion, but other than that, I found this routine to be simply gorgeous, and for me, it was her best dance so far in the competition. I really want her to reach the final and perform this dance again. As I said, for me, it wasn't far from flawlessness, and I will score this Argentine tango, the first Argentine tango, an 8. First Argentine tango of the series, and what an Argentine tango! I loved it. Next up are Kelvin and Oti and the street dance. It was like watching a number from a Broadway musical. Kelvin's musicality was flawless, and the cleanness of his all of his lines has 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 given me goosebumps. It was fantastic. I also loved the partnership between him and OT. The togetherness of this routine was superb. Having said that all, for me, it was more of a jazz routine. For me, it was lacking much more street dance content, and and I wanted to see more difficult steps. I wanted to see less musical theater oriented steps and much more hip hop breakdance oriented steps. Um, I felt like I was watching more of a jazz number than a street number. It was perfect in many ways, but for me, there wasn't enough actual street dance style in it, and I will score this number, this routine, an 8. And let's move on to Emma and Anton and the quick step. Sadly, it wasn't Emma's best dance. What I loved about this quick step was, above all, Emma's beautiful frame, also her musicality and her interplay with Anton. Artistically, it was really lovely. However, her top line, I mean her curve, her ballroom curve, was really weak. She she still doesn't have that beautiful ballroom curve, which is so important in ballroom dancing. She didn't drive the balls of her feet hard enough into the floor while stepping backwards, and she had one or two missteps, and also she broke hold with Anton during the dance, which is a little. If she polishes her footwork a little bit, and if she learns how to control her nerves, and if she works really hard on having that beautiful top line, on creating that beautiful curve, her ballroom will be pretty impeccable. But for now, it's just a 6. And last up are Chris and Karen and the Pastor Top Play. It was definitely Chris' best Latin American dance yet. He was totally focused and determined, his musicality was excellent, and his partnership with Karen was wonderful. However, it was stomping places, it was almost completely lacking the tilted hip action, his arms were a little bit stiff, um, and his shaping was not strong enough. If he had polished his lines, and if he had worked much harder on creating the shaping, it could have been a very strong number. Um, it was a step in the right direction though, because it was one of his best dances so far. He was trying very hard on getting the technical elements right, and it was definitely better than last week. But still, I wasn't that impressed. He has a lot of things to work on, and I will score this Pastor Doppler a 6. And personally, I think that he was the one that had to go, that had to be eliminated from the competition. I agree. I agree with the judges that Saffron's dance was not as technically and not as artistically good as Karim's performance, and of course between Saffron and Karim, Saffron was the one that had to be eliminated. But I think that the weakest link now Chris and Khan, Chris and judging the celebrities, and I think that he is the person that needs to go home next week. But we'll see what happens, and I wish you all a wonderful week, and see you soon.